Hello and welcome to episode number 9 of the Aurora X C Sharp Uncut Season 3 of the Let's Play series. And in today's episode, we're going to be continuing where we last left off. Last time, we were designing preliminary vessels, specifically our destroyer escort, the Hazara class, as well as kind of understanding how our fleet will operate in terms of achieving combat capability against our opponents. In this episode, I want to do two things. First thing I want to do is continue on that, continue designing our force, get up to ion drives, and get ready to build up a proper navy. And the second thing is going to be expanding our influence and establishing proper outposts in needed areas. So in places that I want to do that is going to be places like Tonghua, Heizhou, and Hangcheng, as well as expanding towards the western side of the galaxy, that being Xinjiang, Karakatai, and Baikal. Both of these areas are going to be much needed, and we've already got, as we can see up here, the second jump stabilization ship, the Ilkara 022. Should have just finished up the stabilization. I'll be moving to stabilize the next point, which is very nice of it. And to help with that, I'm actually going to have you go to Zhongdu, then I'm going to have to go to Tonghua. I'm going to have you head to Heizhou and begin stabilizing that jump point. In terms of our mineral situation, we're looking okay. I'm not sure what our colony ships are doing, to be honest. I do want to check that we've not restricted any kind of access or route. I don't think so. No, I think we're fine. So yeah, we're just going to continue, and again, we're looking at 25,000, maybe 30,000 ton would probably be looking at a little bit better. It depends how big of a vessel we want to go with a larger assault class vessel. And I also want to start shipping things over, so we're going to want to probably look at better cargo ships. And so that's going to need... because currently, what our cargo ships currently using? The Shikar using commercial nuclear pulse. We've nearly got ion drives. So with ion drives, we can begin to change things. For now, I'm just going to order 3 more. But again, we're probably going to be replacing these. These are probably going to be the Lasher cars we actually purchase. And we'll need to do replacements of a lot of things once we hit ion tech. A lot of replacements. But yeah, let's just increment along here. There's not much more to do. I'm hoping that the actual colony ships moving people around. I would hope so. Got a lot of colony ships just kind of staying here. Baikal. Oh crap. Alien species detected. Lily of the Valley destroyed. I need information on that. Baikal, active sensor, audacious, bold. Lily of the Valley. What kind of settlement is this? This is the second planet. Looks like potentially more precursors. I'll have a look at that. So we have Chengdu aliens. So it looks like we've got the same aliens have been detected in Baikal. So again, we've got 2 precursors and we just lost another vessel here. This is one of the things with survey ships you've really got to understand, is that there is that risk of just losing them like that, and there's not much you can do about it. So I am going to now designate this as control race Chengdu aliens. I'm also going to rename the aliens. So we're going to rename race. We're going to call them the precursors. And yeah, we're going to get ready for dealing with them. They had surface-based weaponry. So surface-to weapons. What other weapons? Energy weapons. We didn't take any missile hits, which is very interesting. You would have expected some kind of missiles to be fired. So we'll go after these aliens first. But again, we're going to need to get our forces ready. So we are going to have destroyer escort Hazara class. So that's got 14 railguns on it. No anti-ship weaponry really, besides obviously if we've got close range, then it would be able to do so. But it has to be very, very close. So we are going to need to pair these with other vessels to realistically be able to work together. Now, I like to have some capability of destroyers to be able to fight against enemy ships on their own, but the game doesn't really like that. However, I am going to copy this design, and I'm going to take away all of the railguns, so that'll give us quite a bit of tonnage to play with. So that gives us about 2,500 tons to play with. And then we're going to look at Meson technology that we can use. So Meson cannons. 20 rate of fire 20. I don't really want to use mesons in regards to how do I say this? In regards to ships? I mean, maybe. These won't do much damage. They're gonna do what, 1 damage a shot, but then they've also got the reduction of armor. Railguns not got much there. What other weapons do we realistically have? Because we don't really have anything besides those mesons. So maybe we do go for a meson ship. I mean, it's not the worst idea. Meson focusing technology 2, rate of fire 20 seconds, retardation 50%, retardation. Want to get that down, realistically speaking, before we go for any kind of design, though. That's the main thing. So I'm actually going to cancel that. I'm going to focus on getting this up. 20 centimeters is more than enough for what we have. So we'll try and get that up, and I'll be done by the end of the year. That is concerning that those aliens are there. Now, Baikal contains pretty decent colonization targets, so we definitely want to be looking into that. 5 inactive research facilities. That's unfortunate. So we're going to add that accordingly. Assign new. But yeah, we're going to have to start off. I want there to be an offensive destroyer of some kind, maybe a frigate, cruiser, 15,000 tons. And that might work out better. Commercial shipyards are now done, which is fantastic news. I'm now going to order up 100 more mines to be constructed. That's 50%. And we'll try and get those moved around. Jin is actually getting quite a few colonists, which it doesn't really need. I mean, we can get some mining on this. So I'm actually going to get the civilian economies to demand... I'm going to demand 100 mines and have the civvies move it. 100 mines, earth, supply 100 mines. We have 290 mines, so we've got plenty of mines we can move over. And we continue to increment along here. Another slip was added. So yeah, we're going to have this for... We're going to have a 10,000 ton yard for destroyers. We're going to have a 50,000 ton yard for cruisers. And then we'll have a 25,000 ton yard for a larger kind of capital ship sized vessel. And cruisers, realistically speaking, I want them to be the main offensive capability. Well, not main offensive, but they're going to be the main... They're going to be able to support with offensive capabilities, while destroyers can be mainly more defensive. I may look back and see if I can add maybe some offensive capable weapons, like anti-ship weapons, onto destroyers. And I also want to think about the idea of potentially adding hangar decks, like small hangar decks to these classes, so that we can have like small... They can provide, they can land small crafts on them, and we can use them for various purposes, like boarding or what have you. We just finished up stabilization there. We're going to go to Heizhou. We're going to begin stabilizing that jump point. 3 more cars were built and assigned to the shipyard fleet. That's fantastic news. So I'm going to just attach those, and I'm then going to begin to move things around. So where do we need to move people to? You've got a refueling station. You've got fuel. You've got fuel. You've also got fuel. You don't have fuel. And we need to get people moved over. We've got a massive worker shortage actually going on at the moment, and that's a really big problem. We need to begin to spread things out. How many... I'm not sure how many workers we have available, but yeah, we're going to go to Jen. We're going to go... we're going to rename this to Cargo Group 3. We'll just move that, and we'll move things around when needed. For now, we don't need to move anything particularly around. We are going to need to sort our troop transports out for moving bigger armies. That's going to be important. Okay, we'll have better mesons here soon. Should be nice. There we go. And we're going to go for energy weapons. We go for 32% here now. So we'll go for that. Ion drives, we're going to get gas core reactors finally. So that's going to be really nice. And then we can begin to look at actually getting our vessels built and designed. Engine size has just finished, which is also good news. Do we have a better power and propulsion engineer? Yes, we do. So I'm going to actually cancel this, and I'm going to put that onto our better engineer. So that gets us 1,103. And then I'm going to put the rest into energy weapons, I think. I'd like some kind of other weapon that's not a meson for energy weapons, so I am going to begin researching into... I think railguns actually might be the better call here. Yeah, we can go for railguns. We'll go for 12 centimeter railguns. as the choice. Simple is unable to carry outstanding orders. Are you finished overhauling? Yes, you are. So we can't go here. We can't go there. Let's go to Karakatai because that's still not been surveyed fully, which is really annoying. We need to survey that and see how many more jump points are actually there. As we keep on going. I also want to look into buoys as well, which is going to need missile launchers. So I am going to look in. Can I actually build a missile launcher? Yes, I can. Sense of fire control. So we can build some buoys. So maybe we want to put some launchers on destroyers for buoys. See how heavy that would actually be. Also, we need to remove some of this because we can just get 48,000 kilometers research. Lakara 1 is done. So let's have you go to Hangchung. Or you were on Heizhou, weren't you? And then Tonghua stabilize. No, what was I talking about? I was talking about the fact that yeah, we want the railguns, we also want the beam fire control, but the buoys. So if I go ahead and prototype a box launcher, 100%. So that'll be 8 tons, and then we're gonna do size 6 buoys. Size 6, so that's 45-ton launcher. Prototype that. And then we're gonna go for a missile fire control. We can remove a railgun, and then we gain that little bit of extra capability that will allow us to launch buoys at points or areas, or just for extra information or what have you. So we'll go for a missile fire control. We don't need it to be very big. We can have it 0.01. And yeah, that worked just fine. We'll prototype that design. That'll be 5 tons. So it'll be about 100 tons for the Hazara. We'll take one railgun off, and then I'm going to slap on missile fire control. There we go, and then 2 box launchers. We could even add a third if we really wanted to, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to add a little bit more fuel. So there we go, and then we can add in some more maintenance supplies as well. So maintenance, we'll do an engineering, we'll go for small, and then just remove some of the fuel. Move one of those. Oh, that's a lot of actual space. Tiny, and then just add a little bit more fuel. Okay, that'll be 10,000 tons, and that will give us a little bit extra and allow us to basically just deploy these buoys and use destroyers as almost a scouting force if needed, which could work out pretty damn well for us. I do want to integrate hangars onto most ships, but I do want to have like an assault ship as a whole. But yeah, we're gonna need some kind of other railguns or other weapons besides Mesons. Because otherwise we can't actually really do that much damage. Boarding is going to be our main priority, but we'll see. Scrap this vessel, we got a new vessel there. Good. Is it because Earth is not set as a stable yet? Set as source of colonists. Source of colonists, because we're trying to get more people in, which is kind of a problem at the moment. Slipway added to Shenzhen shipyard. Once we got those Mesons, I think we'll design a ship for that. We just finished the Lakara, just finished. So Hangchung, stabilize that jump point, please. Okay, gas-cooled reactor just finished, which is fantastic news. So we'll nearly have ion technology, which is much faster than our other games. So 11 into that, please. We need to get that done as quickly as possible. And again, we're just going to be waiting for those better Mesons, and then we'll look at a design. HCAP was just done, which is a fantastic news. And we are going to be looking at infantry advanced genetic enhancement, but that is very expensive. So we are going to now design ourselves some superhumans. So heavy crude served anti-personnel. So think of this like a bolt gun. Improved genetic enhancement. So that takes their hit points from 8 to 12.8. And we're going to give them powered infantry armor as well. What would it require for missiles, kinetics, defensive system, and combat? For better armor, heavy powered infantry armor, that'd be 4,000 research. Well, I want that. But get that on the way. This could be our standard trooper powered infantry armor, improved genetic enhancement. It depends. I want like Maybe you want like elite troops and then more like shock and then just general boarding craft troops. So we're gonna go for boarding combat. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do like we'll segregate it a little bit. So we'll have like Marines and then we'll have like Spartan type people from here, like shock troops. So you are gonna just have no cruisers cost a lot, doesn't it? 6 shots, less penetration, personal weapons. We're gonna give you cap. Okay, that makes it 12 tons per. So food served anti-personnel. I'm gonna give you the name Marine we'll go for what's our current naming scheme for this? Mongolian trooper. Okay, so we'll go. We want all our boys to be able to actually board, so we're gonna get boarding capability on for them. And then I'm gonna go 00. We're gonna go 49. The year is gonna be 49. Mongolian trooper. It's gonna have crew served anti-personnel. Which no heavy trooper. We'll go for boarding trooper. That'll work. Great. And then we're gonna need a headquarters. So we're gonna go for I think divisions of 1,000 tons in terms of boarding. We may need small though. 250. Let's go for 250 tons is going to be the standard. So 250 is going to be standard size. I'm going to call this Mongolian boarding lieutenant. And then we'll put you on avoid combat. And then I'm going to do 1,000 tons for a boarding captain. There we go. Okay. And then we'll get those under research when we can it. Once that heavy powered infantry armor is done, we can get those under research. So, yep, 49. We can instant research all those actually. And then we're going to need vessels to actually fit them. There's a lot of design work we need to do because we didn't do it at the start of the game. So, yeah, there's a lot we need to do. Okay, beam fire control range, we just done. Fire control speed, I'd like to get improvements on, but isn't it good to have that extra range now? Slipway added to Huangzhuan Dockyard. Okay, that's good. Tower finished orders. Okay, that's good. So how's the stabilization looking? Okay, we've got everything but Hang Chung, which needs to be stabilized. Okay. So we should start seeding other places. There we go. We're getting colonists on this moon now. And this moon has quite a few resources that I want to have moved over. We're also starting to actually mine resources here, which means I need to grab a Shikar from our cargo group, one of our cargo fleet. Attach. I want you to go to Jin, load all minerals until full, then head back to Seoul, do a refuel, and unload all minerals, then do cycle. And then we'll move mines over to Karakatai A5, that moon in particular as well. Oh yeah, we're just expanding the resource collection we're getting across here. New jump point discovered in Karakatai. That's very important information. Because we do have a colony there. Lucara completed. Also, yeah, let's design that buoy I was talking about. So we want 0 warhead strength, we want no engine, 0 fuel capacity. I just want EM and thermal. So 2, 2, 3, 2.5, 0.6, 0.8. So this will be a passive. No, let's do it. Let's do an active, and then let's give it a resolution of 1 million kilometer maximum range for 50 ton target of 1, and then I'm gonna put like that'll be 1.5, 1.7, 5, 6. I'm trying to get to a nice round number here. There we go. That gets everything we need. Now we're going to call this the Mark 1 gate entrance buoy. And we will create that design. And then we can slap that onto ships, and we can then launch them at jump points. So I am going to remove some labs here. I'm going to get that buoy researched as soon as we can. We're going to need a ship to launch it anyway soon, so... I'm going to also upgrade you to 30,000 tons, because that's likely the size of vessel we're going to be looking at. Something a little bigger than 25, but not so much bigger. So yeah, we're just going to do 25-day increments. Pairs have been carried out. That's fine. If I go back to Sol, we should see colony ships moving colonists away in 2 places. That is, again, this worker shortage is a real problem. Scientists, workers, all this stuff. And so we're going to have to start bringing people back. The problem is we're exporting as many jobs as we can get. The problem is just the worker shortages in general causing issues. We need our population to really recover because there's just such a explosion in industry and necessity that's needed early. Go take care of Katai, please, and then do a jump through that unexplored jump point, see what we can find. Kara, okay. So does that mean that we now have that done? Looks like it. So stabilize the other side, please. Production of mine completed on Earth. Okay. Team working, research into Mesons. Do we not find anything in Karakai? Where the hell did my ship go? The mistletoe. Oh, that happened to you. Okay. Go to the unexplored jump point, please. I want to figure that out. Discover the system of Dao Lao, and it is a binary star system. Pretty big as well. Only a single planet. It's a Venusian world, nothing else really. Okay, that's pretty disappointing, but what can you do? It's better than aliens that are going to murder us. Ion technology in 8 years. Okay, that's a while off. Gonna be waiting for that, that's for damn sure. So there's not a lot we can actually do before we do get that. But I do want to have ion technology before we try anything. Now, we're not under any extreme threat right now, so we can kind of hold off, largely speaking. What happened to the Mesons? Oh, we got them. Nice. Okay, so we're going to design a vessel. Create a new vessel. We're going to design a cruiser. So, cruiser. There we go. We'll have destroyer escorts, we'll have cruisers, and we add on more destroyers, we'll see. We'll have cruisers, and generally speaking, I'd want minimum a fleet would be 1 cruiser and then multiple destroyers, or 2 cruisers, multiple destroyers. So these will have the jump drives on, a variation of it at least. We'll see what sizing we can realistically get out. So let me bring open Aurora calculator. So ship optimizer, 15,000 ton vessel. We want 6,000 tons worth of speed. 2 engines of 96 HS is going to be what they want. 2 engines of 48 HS, I mean. So we will design that. 48 HS. 48. And, oh, we need to do next tech, 48. And then get rid of this for 0.7. And what is the boost it wants? It wants a boost of 1.5 to reach the needed speed. There we go. So we're going to prototype that design. And then I'm going to put that in. So engines, prototypes, and we're going to go for ion drive 900. There we go. So that's about 5,000 tons already taken up by the ion drive. I'm going to add in hangar deck. 2,000 tons. That's what? A little much. I'm going to get rid of one of the hangar decks. So we'll just have We'll allow it to transport. There'll be 4 boarding crafts or 8. We'll have a look and decide if we want to do any more from that point of view. I forget. Can you turret mesons? I really do forget. Because I don't use mesons at all, really. Yes, you can turret mesons. Okay. Interesting. Not really that useful to me, but it is interesting. Max range 100,000 kilometers, so they're quite short range. Quite short range weapons, which means that we're gonna have to get quite close to our enemies, which is always a bit of a problem. Yeah, we're gonna need another kind of weapon, realistically speaking. We're gonna need railguns, we're gonna need lasers, we're gonna need something else that can complement. Because even it would require kind of a mad charge towards our opponent, which isn't the end of the world, but it is a problem. But for now, we'll go for 20 centimeter meson cannons. And yeah, I won, what was that, 1,000, 3,000 tons in mesons, so that'll be 10 cannons. Yeah, 10 cannons. Let's add command and control. We may want to reduce that, actually. There's a lot of mesons. Auxiliary control. Looking good. We need power for them. So I'm going to design a power plant that's 15 power. So 2. That works. We'll go for that. And then I'm going to design that as a power plant. Classical reactor 1, 2. We need beam fire control, so we're gonna need something that's probably double the range here, so 4 times range. And then normal speed is we're gonna be tracking it 3 times. We can actually show next tech on this, so we can use probably 2 times. There we go, and then we're gonna go for 4 times 48. Good. Beam fire control. That's nice. Now, armor-wise, I want to have probably 10 layers of armor on something like this. I mean, our destroyers have 5, and they're going to be 50% smaller, so maybe 8 layers is probably more realistic. And then I want to have sensors, so this is going to probably have the biggest sensors on it. Hazara has pretty weak sensors, so I want to give some decent ones for this one. So we're going to go for size 10, 70 million kilometer range on that. So we're going to prototype. And then I'm going to go for resolution 1. So that gives us a maximum range of 1.3 million kilometers against size 6 missiles. So I'll prototype that as well, and that'll give us 2 sets of sensors, 70 and 15. Does give us that extra little bit of range. And then maintenance life as well is going to be a thing. I also want to add on EM sensors. I'm just going to add on. Yeah, well, an EMF we have to spare, but I'm going to need maintenance for this. So engineering, we want to get like a 2%, 3% is probably okay though. Yeah, 2 years with the deployment time of 12 months because they're going to operate with the destroyers. So AMAC 12 months. Yeah, maybe want to reduce that maintenance amount. 3% is probably going to be okay. I'm going to reduce the mesons to 8 cannons. And we're going to need to add the fueler next. So large. That's a lot of fuel. How much fuel do we need? 2 million liters nearly? Jeez. Fuel storage, go to that. So yeah, we'll probably have to get rid of some of these mesons. So 1, 2. So that's 6 mesons, and I'm like 7 armor, and then we'll do fuel. I want to have a look into shields. So weren't we looking into shields? I remember that was something I was looking into, wasn't it? Yeah, we have beta shields. We don't have anything else. 7 armor though, 12. I mean, this is okay. It can carry, 2 fast crafts, or 1 larger craft for boarding purposes. And then that's going to act in conjunction with destroyers. And then I also want to have a kind of command cruiser. I'm going to copy this design. I'm going to have a command cruiser Um, yeah, rename to AMAC C, and this will be a command cruiser. And the difference is we're going to take out. I mean, how big of a jump drive I'm going to need for this? Jump engines. Okay, I'm going to need. Assuming we also want a squadron jump as well. That's going to be size increasing. 60 HS, that gets 50,000, 3,000 tons. We need to find 3,000 tons. That'd be 10 Meson cannons. That's quite a bit. What is making you taking up the space here that we can remove to fit that in? Fuel's a big part of it. Composite armor as well. Crew quarters. Meson cannons are 12% of the weapons. Hangar deck is 7% of the ship. Interesting. We could armor it less. I mean, still, that's not going to get it. We need something else to provide that jump capability. We may have to relegate that to a 30,000 ton vessel, something bigger. Bigger than otherwise required. We'll just have to wait, realistically speaking. Unrest rising. Wow, is population already that big? Yeah, it is. Jeez. Assign governor, automate assignments, and stable that colony, please. What the hell? Okay, we researched the buoy. That's fantastic news. And then missile and kinetics weapon as well. Boxy launcher explosion chance. Yeah, it's a bit interesting, our situation in terms of strategically. Like, if you think about it, we've got enemies there. Obviously, they won't come out, but it's still a threat to our expansion because it blocks off particular chains of expansion. We do have other alternatives, though. And the problem is, I'm not sure this Meson technology is going to work out. I'm going to try and make it work out. We'll try and do some boarding. But we'll see. I think we're going to have to, with the way things are going, I think we're going to have to go with a Meson fighter, realistically speaking. Okay, what about... Okay, let's design a 500-ton vessel. And what's our max tracking speed? Because that's really what defines 12,000 kilometers per second is probably going to be what we're looking at, right? So I want to go something that's 12,000 kilometers per second. I want to give it at most 1 billion kilometers of fuel, minimum number of engines, 1, and it has to be military. So that gets us 274 tons worth of remaining storage, gives us a speed of 12,000 kilometers per second. Yeah, 12,000 kilometers per second, and that would get us the tracking speed that we need. Fuel would be 0.6 on that. So what if we try to design something accordingly? So engines, because to actually be able to make use of the Mesons, we're going to need like swarm fighters almost, like cheap fighters that we can mass produce, put on a carrier, and then throw at the enemy. But each of the fighters going to need like 500 tons. And they'll need to be able to be covered, and that's going to be a problem as well. It's a lot harder than doing missiles. But if we can swarm around an enemy fast enough with enough fighters, assuming they only have beam weapons, then we don't need to really worry about it too much. Problem is going to come in when we are dealing with someone who has anti-missile missiles. Because if we're facing someone who has anti-missile missiles, that's going to force us to act in a very different manner than we otherwise would. So we're going to go for an ion engine. And we're going to go for a size 3.9 with the maximum boost we can put on it, which is going to be a 2.5. Do we not have 2.5 boost? Thought we did. We do not. Okay, that's the problem. 2.0 boost? Yeah, I can't do that with the 2.0 boost. We have to do 2.5 boost. So I need to get people researching that immediately. Who can I take stuff out of? You got so many labs here. I'm putting that in heavy power research armor. I'm putting that in fire control rating increases. And I'm going to continue to take away labs from you. And I'm going to put that towards power and propulsion, better boost characteristics. Because that's going to be important. It's really, really important for the fighters that we're going to be looking at. Because basically what we're building is going to be like a carrier. And then we're going to have destroyer escorts around it for support. We may even want to go bigger. I don't know. I think for now, 30,000 tons is going to be stretching it with our mineral situation. Yeah, corundium's not looking great. I mean, we have a lot of minerals and resources, but the corundium's going to be the real problem here because corundium's not only needed for mines, it's needed for maintenance, it's needed for other things, and if we don't get the corundium we need, it's going to be a problem. Now, I do know that we are beginning to expand in Tongwa, and so I'm going to try and get some colony ships moved over. What was the place that we wanted to colonize over there specifically? Let me have a look. So Tongwa, um, second planet. Iridium, Galasite, Corundium, point 10. No, it's not the Corundium I really want. Was it another planet that was nearby? What would that be? Hangshung? No, Hangshung is not really surveyed. Haizhen, no, it's Heizhou. Heizhou has been surveyed and does have Corundium. Point 60, nitrogen, oxygen, atmosphere, colony cost 3.0. Great colony. Do we have stable link to both? Let me just check. Yes, we do. Okay, and I'm going to order cargo group 2, cargo group 3 to get up. I'm going to load infrastructure. So we got 1,000 infrastructure on the planet. So we're going to load all of it. I'm going to take that over to the system of Heizhou. No, oh no. Yeah, Heizhou. Heizhou. So that'll be Tongwa, Heizhou, and then I'm going to land that on the planet. And then head back to Earth. Refuel, and then cycle those moves back and forth. That's going to take quite a bit of time because if we have a look at the distance from the Earth, that is a 20 billion kilometer journey, and then it has to do 20 billion kilometers to return and 20 billion kilometers to go. So it's quite a bit further out than even going to Cape Fang would be. But it's got the resources that we need, and that's the most important thing. We need to get people on that planet. We need to get that planet protected and prepared. Speaking of protected and prepared, we need to get that moon. We need to get forces moved over. And we still haven't talked about how we're going to actually look at a proper military structure for our ground forces and what we're going to do. There's just so much to do. And yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying, but we're going to be here for quite a few episodes. Some people may be happy to hear that because there is just that much to do. So I'm going to load up a planetary defense regiment and load all their subunits. I'm going to bring that over to Karakatai and then unload them onto that moon. I want Karakatai to be as defensive as possible, and we also need to look at other choke point systems like Zonha and Tongwa and all the other areas. But yeah, so just need to fight increments. We should get that sorted out by just moving over some ground forces to deal with it. At least I hope so. That was your job. Unload all ground forces, you'll be 120 days. Yeah, we need to increase our commercial vessel speed because it's taking quite a bit of time. But there we go, we've dealt with it. Mistletoe, we're going to have you head back to Karakatai, and I'm going to have you continue your surveying efforts because that's going to be very, very important. But yeah, I think that's probably what we're probably where we're going to leave the episode, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I know the episodes are shorter than they used to be. It's just because I don't have time or motivation and stuff. But I am getting these episodes out. I'm gonna be trying to get them out every other day at the moment. Let me know your thoughts on the episode and what you think we should do with the Mesons and the carriers and fighters, or how do you think we should tackle things? What research do you think we should go down? Is boarding going to be enough? Who knows? But yeah, special thanks to all the members who do support me. I'll see you guys next time. Please like, comment, subscribe. Really does help me out.